So we're each drafting 10 movies the next 6 months, May through October, that we think will do the best, domestic box office only. Draft period May through October. Once the movie's taken, it is off the board, so we both cannot pick the same movie. Grosses will count until we go over them to settle the game. So until that day, that's either going to be late November or early December, giving them a month-long grace period to keep earning.
All right, pick one. Doctor Strange.
Why are you picking it? What do you think it's going to make? Domestic?
700. And why do I think it's going to be number one? Because MCU just, they print money.
All right, so that's off the board. So my number one then is going to be Jurassic World Dominion.
Yep.
And I think it's going to make like 500 million domestic, which is more than the last one did, but I think still less than the first one. Jurassic World, the original 3, Laura Dern, Sam Neill, Jeff Goldblum are also in it. So I think 500 million easy.
I'm going to say Minions have that number 4, but I'm just looking at my number 3 and I'm like,
That was the third left on my board after what we took off.
All right, what do you got?
My number 2 is going to be Lightyear.
Okay, that's what I had. That's what I was debating between.
Yeah, I think.
Let's talk about why I didn't pick it. I think there's just a smidge of Disney blowback out there by
a little bit
idiots. The idiots.
Toy Story 4, which I didn't even see, made over 400 million. I think.
Right.
Domestic. So
I think there's a bit of blowback there. Also, people are probably going to be mad that it's
not Tim Allen.
Not Tim Allen. Yeah, and it's Chris Evans. They might be mad that it's Chris Evans. They'll be mad that it's not Tim Allen. Which there'll be an amount of people.
Did you see the trailer?
So that's why. Yeah,
it looks fun. Taika Waititi's in it too because he's in everything now. Lightyear, I think it makes 400 million.
All right, Thor 4.
Yeah, that was the easy next one. What do you think it makes?
I think it makes more than Ragnarok did domestic.
I do too, but I don't think it's going to be. I try to factor in the Guardians of the Galaxy effect too, which I think Guardians made like 300 something domestic, and then it made like 50 or 60 million more for 2.
Yeah.
So I did like the same sort of jump, but I also think it's going to be knocked by Jane Foster wielding Mjolnir. Dudes,
right?
Bro's mad.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's like 380.
I said 4, just to flat number. And then there's after that, honestly, man, those 5 crazy. Major drop offs. Well, my third pick is Black Adam.
That was
tough,
higher than I was expecting it to go.
Okay, so that's bad. I guess it's bad because like there's
only 2 of us, so it's tough. If there was 4 of us, it'd be.
If I overreached on a pick, that's tough. This is the one where I was like, 2 weeks. How much does it make? Then I was like, oh shit, way to get another month. I think it makes 200 million.
Yeah,
before we talk about it again.
The Rock is like the big reason.
Yeah, he's a huge draw.
Make any money. I think it makes
less.
He's an action franchise on his own.
I think it makes less than the Batman. But yeah, 200 million because I think the 200 million between its release date in October and the end of November.
I was gonna say, what do you think I'm taking here? But I'm taking Puss in Boots.
Wow. Okay, this is a reach, dude.
Oh, you think so, dude?
I love it.
This is Shrek.
Did you see what the last Puss in Boots made? Like when Shrek was fresher?
No.
It's like 100 something.
Oh, sweet. Well then,
this is a huge win for me, dude.
Bill Belichick has his pick. Dude. I have Black Adam at 10, so I don't give a fuck.
I mean, I hope it works out. This might be what helps me like make up that Doctor Strange money. This was part of the thing about the Mummy where I was like, how big of a draw is Tom Cruise?
Okay, that's exactly what I have ranked right here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Top Gun Maverick.
So I can't argue with you on that at all.
I think 200 million, but I think it's gonna be tough to get there. What's your 5?
DC League of Super Pets.
What do you think DC League of Super Pets makes domestic?
110, 120.
I said 120.
Yeah.
I think there's still a few movies that make more than that. And one of them is my next pick.
Okay.
And that, I hope I'm right on this, is Nope.
What the fuck is that?
You didn't see Nope? That's the Jordan Peele movie. They showed a trailer at the Super Bowl.
Fuck.
Both of his last movies have made 175 million domestic.
All right. So that's a good one.
Hopefully it does again. Or he does again. I'm loving your picks, man, because you're taking shit that's not even like on the top of my board right now. I'm like, yes, keep it up.
I'm taking a 1 spot reach over what I had ranked here. Elvis. Is that where you were at?
Yeah, that's my next one.
Yeah. you gave me too much juice for that one. I thought you were going that way.
Damn it.
The number one biopic box office movie ever is Bohemian Rhapsody.
Mm-hmm. I didn't even look at biopics, actually. I looked at Baz Luhrmann's movies.
And it made like 230.
Yeah, my estimates are pretty conservative too. Like I thought 150 for Elvis.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying it's going to make as much. I think Elvis, though he's an icon, I don't think he hits generationally the way that Freddie Mercury does.
Also,
at all.
It's a Baz Luhrmann movie, so it's a musical, right?
Yeah, I think it's going to be like in like the 170, 180 range.
Okay,
probably.
that's more than I thought. But yeah,
because that I'm comparing it to like Rocket Man and Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, doing biopics like was a very big brain.
Modern dollars.
I didn't do that. I just looked at Baz Luhrmann shit. I don't even know if this goes wide, dude. This is tough. I'm gonna go with it anyway. My next pick is the Bob's Burgers movie.
That's what I had next. So
yeah, because I looked at like Simpsons and shit, and I don't think it's gonna make the same money that did, but I think it might be close because the Bob's Burgers fan base is pretty.
It's dedicated.
Yeah, it's pretty hardcore. So yeah, I think it can make 120 million.
I think this is my last movie of this ilk. Because I went deep on these. Oh yeah.
Just say it.
Pause the fury.
This is my next one. God damn. I was like, yo, this could be like Kung Fu Panda. Did you watch the trailer for this?
I think I saw the trailer for it when I went and saw The Lost City.
Michael Cera is the star, and it sounds like he recorded his vocals in a closet. Legitimately, it sounds really fucking bad. I watched the trailer. I was like, yo, hopefully they redid this. Or like, well, I don't know. It's a kids movie. It's tough. Yeah, I really wanted this one. I was hoping you would pick like something else. Kids movies guarantee 2 to 3 tickets per person that goes. Yeah, so it's true. That's why I went. If you look, I kind of went deep on those. My number 7 is going to be Downton Abbey: A New Era. Knew you were going to go that way. I go with that. I had that near the top of what's left. I think this makes like 90 million domestic over the course of its runtime. People like our wives are probably going to want to go see this. What's your 8th pick? I have 3 things I want, so I can get 2 of them. I might pick my number 2 of my number 1 that's left, just because I'm not sure if my number 1 even comes out. There's no way mine doesn't, because I've been cranking these out for years, so I'm just going to do it now. Halloween Ends. Fuck yeah, that was the one I was probably going to go with next. That was my 2. With this, like, I think I'm going to do this, and for some reason, it's like you're telling me with your words without saying it. The last one I think made 100. I think this. Yep. I think I said 80 for this. Yeah, I think I might have also done this one when I thought I was just going to get 2 weeks, because I think it makes the 80 in 2 weeks. Yeah, given that it's called Halloween Ends, maybe people actually go. The last one made 90 something million domestic. Yeah. No, so, I mean like go in like larger numbers. Even, you think it might even cross 100? It could. Yeah, especially it has the extra month too. But I think it came out. I think the other one was like last year, and it came out with 2 weeks in October. When I looked at the 2 weeks, it made like 80 million at that time, and it made like 90 something total. The one that's next on my list, I have not seen anything about. I'm gonna go with it then, because that's telling too much. It's Secret Headquarters. I don't know shit about that one. I have no idea what the fuck this movie is. Apparently, Owen Wilson's in it. You could have picked that one 10th. Could have been 10th. God damn it. All right, I got Vengeance next. Haven't heard of this. Oh, BJ Novak horror thrillery thing. Well, my next one is going to be a Brad Pitt movie called Bullet Train. That was okay. I was debating between that. I'm taking that. And I'm going to go with the same category you took with Downton Abbey. Are you there, God? It's me, Margaret. I looked at that. The director's last movie made like 15 million domestic. Shit. So I was like, 10th pick. I was like disqualified. This is a Julian Edelman or Troy Nixon, one of the two. And I could talk about it. I could talk it out too, because it doesn't matter anymore. It's the last pick. Yep. You can say whatever you want. I don't know if the Black Phone is going to be like, that was somewhat successful. Yeah. One of my 3 things I was looking at. Yeah. I think it's between Lyle Law Crocodile. And even though it was lowest on my board, between that and the Black Phone, but it depends on how well like horror shit does. But I think because like it's tough for the dude, because like I said, I went by directors, and the last movie that dude directed was Doctor Strange, so I can't go off that. And then his other stuff, it was not great. Like the horror movies he's done before then were like lower than 20. So even though it might make less than the other 2 on my board, I think it has the highest upside. I'm gonna go with Lyle Law Crocodile for 10. All right, so I feel like we both should have picked Don't Worry, Darling. Who's in that?
Harry Styles, Olivia Wilde, Florence Pugh, Gemma Chan, Chris Pine. Yeah, psychological horror thriller. Yeah,
I didn't even hear that movie, to be honest. I probably just glossed over it.
Yeah, I glossed over Nope when I was looking at the list.
Yeah, that happens.
What's coming out this year?
Yeah,
like
it'll happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, like you have a massive advantage though with Doctor Strange. That's like a $500 million lead, or like a $400 million lead that I have to make up.
I think Jurassic World should be reasonably close.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with my list. I got some sneaky ones.